We've just finished our top 10 good lock series. Unfortunately, not all good lock modules made the cut. So, to honor the ones that didn't, here is our top 5 underrated good lock modules that you should check out. Welcome back to SamMobile TV. You're here with Daniel, and after we finished the series, I realized there's so many good lock apps that we didn't get to cover. So, I'm going to briefly cover 5 of them that I think are very underrated and probably could have made the list in some capacity. Jumping into good lock, I want to start with my first one that I think is really good to cover, and that's called Nice Shot. Nice Shot here is all about screenshotting, and it's just about giving you some extra toggles to go with your screenshotting capabilities. So we've got 4 different options in here grouped under 2 different headings. You've got screenshots and you've got screen recorder. Under the screenshots heading, you've got disable crop snapping. So when you take a screenshot, there's a option when it comes to editing to snap around an object, and that's based when it finds something that it can do that to. With disable crop snapping, it'll remove that. So it means that if you are doing something like even a smart select, there won't be any crop snapping going on. Next one is adding a delete button to the toolbar. So again, when you take a screenshot, there's no delete bar there. But if I turn this on and take a screenshot, the delete button appears, because if you accidentally took it, you can just delete it straight away. Then we've got screen recorder. So we've got selfie video options here, where you can make the background color of your selfie video when you're screen recording transparent, and you can have the color detection sensitivity. So if you wanted to have like a green screen background, you could do that. And you can select the color. You've got green or blue. Or you've got an auto detect option, which will actually auto detect what's going on behind you and then be able to change that. And then you've got the option to double the selfie video size. Another toggle right there. You also got do not disturb during screen recording. So if you're screen recording something and you're getting messages like you saw it happen to me just then, you can automatically apply this and it'll turn on do not disturb straight away. So you're covered and you don't get any of those distractions. That's Nice Shot. The next one I want to talk about is Registar. So if I go into Registar here, this is its own good lock module. Takes a while to load up. Now Registar is all about sort of settings. So you can customize how settings actually looks. So settings, you can go in here and this is where the order is. It's stock. It's as it comes out of the box. With Registar, you can actually manage that yourself. So if you wanted to have a different order, have your Galaxy account lower, or not even have it at all, you could do that. Your Samsung account, I should say. And then you've got options to move things as you sort of need them into different groupings or menus. Completely customizable. If you're someone who checks your software update all the time, put that to the top. So that way you don't have to always go to the bottom to do that. It can just be something that sits right up here, there. And then when you save that and go into settings again, you'll see software update right there. You can also see with the Samsung account, you can have it just show your nickname as opposed to your actual name. So that was my high school nickname there, D-Man. And then that will sit in there too. You've got settings change history. So you can see if you've changed any settings, like if something's gone wrong, jump in here and see what you've done. Because then you can go in here and go, oh, I accidentally did this. And then you can go and find it and turn it off. That's a good one to have. You've also got the search options. So you have the option to have it be more accurate or based on menu order. You can allow the creation of a shortcut, and you can also hide tag suggestions. So if you tag something, you can actually turn and hide them. You then got a back tap action. So if you turn this on, you can actually activate a tap on the back of the phone. So a double tap. Let's say if I wanted it to be a screenshot, it'll take the screenshot and bring up the share menu, and you've got options for triple tap, and you can see all the options that lie in there for you to be able to activate. And then you've got some gates. So if the device is locked, it won't work. If power saving mode is on, it won't work. And if you've got battery below 20%, you can toggle that on so it doesn't work. And you've also got the sensitivity. You can also turn on notification too. So if you do that, a notification will appear saying double tap down the bottom. You've also got the side key press, so the power button. You can also customize that to be a lot more than what the standard menu gives you. That's also in there. Next one is down to if you've ever had the phone vibrate in your pocket and you pull it out and nothing's there. and you don't know why it did it, this one's called Nice Catch. So it might give you some information as to why your phone vibrated or why it felt like it vibrated. Come on. So you can see they've got some categories. You've got sounds and vibrations. You've got screen, where you can actually get a history of toast pop-ups or applications that have displayed ads. Great one there. Screen wake-up history, so what apps have actually woke your screen up. And you've got some settings change history, accessibility settings, notification blocked, notification muted. There's a whole bunch of toggles in here that can help you if your phone's vibrated for some reason or you've missed something. This will actually provide you the option to go back and view it. So if I just turn a couple of these toggles on here, call mode history, media volume, I'll just turn them all on. So if I go to sound history, there's nothing in there at the moment because this is all first time I've turned it on. Call mode history, video mullet history, screen wake up history. You can see there's a whole list: system UI, Android system, biometric, lift to wake, biometric, unfold device. Like, it just gives you that history so you know what's actually happened. That's Nice Catch. Next one is Display Assistant. Display Assistant, I think I've covered in a video in full, but again, we'll just break it down quickly here. Display Assistant, I guess, gives you some new extra settings for your display that you can customize to a good lock. It hasn't existed before. It's kind of new. It still says beta in here that you have got some settings to sort of test. So the first one is app screen timeout, where you can actually add in an app from your apps list and it will time out depending on your, I guess, request. So if I want Twitter or X, probably have to search for it. Go back up to the top. Why is there no search? It's broken down into categories. Okay, so let's go find social media. If that's a category, surely it is. Probably should have just picked one that was closer. There it is, X, add. So I can have a screen timeout and have it be dimmed after 10 minutes. So if it's on the screen for 10 minutes, it starts to dim, probably should get off Twitter or X. But that's the whole point of it, is you can have some settings that you can customize with it with screen timeout, or even have it to be auto dim should you want to. You've got a keep screen on toggle, and this will add in to the quick panel. You can see keep screen on, and that will keep the screen on for 30 minutes without turning off. If you're doing stuff like I do, it's actually a really good toggle to have because it means I don't have to constantly turn it back on and off. It just stays on. I've got the brightness limit profile. So standard is that it'll be limited at high temperatures, and then light means that it actually can be kept high at high temperatures. So I don't like the naming convention here. I feel like light should be the lighter version where it actually is more conservative, and standard or high should be the other one. Anyway, I'm not here to argue that. The descriptions are there, so it tells you what they do. Whole point is if your phone heats up, it will either limit it or allow it to stay bright. Let's stay bright. You've got adaptive brightness options. So this is where you can actually customize the speed of adaptive brightness, whether it be 2 times or 4 times. You have the customization options in here to go and do that. And then you've got the refresh rate of apps, where you can actually choose which apps you want to use the standard refresh rate. So if an app doesn't need 120 Hertz, you can add it from the list here, and it will just use the standard 60 Hertz refresh rate. Again, like an app like Ozpost, why would that need to use 120 Hertz? It's just showing me, delivery timelines. Then you've got screen curtain. Screen curtain kind of acts like if the phone's been connected via smart view, where it just puts it in a doze, low power state. Screen curtain does that same thing. So it will then make sure that the screen stays sort of on, or if you've got things on in the background. For example, let's have a look at what it does here. When I hit screen curtain, you can see here, it sort of keeps almost like an always on display, and then you could double tap and bring the screen back. You can make the double press of the side button do that, but I don't want to do that. That is Display Assistant. The last one to cover here is Wonderland. Wonderland is one of those ones where it's actually unfair how much this can customize your phone, because it really does just give you so much options. So if we go into Wonderland here, you can see here the whole idea of this is you can create your own sort of moving animated wallpaper. And you also have your different lock screen effects that you can customize. So from a wallpaper point of view, if we just use this cat here, you can see what we can do now is edit and customize this. So we've got a motion effect where we can actually customize some different sort of movements and preview the different movements that the cat might do. So when your device sort of moves around, you can see that cat is sort of moving along with it. You then also can add different effects in too. So you can add different layers. So you can add text layers, video layers, particle effects, and you can just sort of bring stuff in to really base it off touch as well. So if you want it to be a touch effect, so if I preview that, that's going to drop those beer things in as I touch the screen. Neat. That's like a motion wallpaper that you can create. And then you can set that as your wallpaper and you can have fun with it yourself. The other one it does is gives you a different lock screen effect. So you choose an item. So I'll choose my actual wallpaper here. And you can choose the effect type. So you can have it be a ripple, swirl, a warp, and just have it be like different animations and effects that come into place when you are locking your phone. And you have different screen off effects as well. And you can customize the settings of the effect and then obviously change the effect type. Cool, it's neat. And then that just becomes your effect every time you unlock and lock your phone, should you wanted to. So they are 5 underrated good lock modules that I think a lot of people would benefit from. They're fun, they're customizable, and it gives you some control as well. Some of them are actually really useful too. You can go check out our top 10 good lock series. They're scattered throughout our channel. Go check them out. Hit subscribe to SamMobile TV. Go check out our website and go follow us on our socials. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.